The log flume, like those rides, I always wanted to like minus the ride part and just actually go down it like a water slide.
You want to go down without the log. It's the After Party podcast. We got everyone here. We got Danielle. We've got Scotty B. There's Scary. There's Gandhi. Where's Garrett?
Garrett's busy doing something down the hallway.
Okay, all right. And there's Nate and what's left of his voice.
Yeah, not much of it.
And by the way, just for the record, he feels great. He just doesn't sound great.
Yeah, this happens to people. You scream.
It happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
So,
Party too hard.
Yeah, I was screaming on every roller coaster in Universal. And this is the price I pay, and I'm happy.
There you go. Mm-hmm. You know what? It was worth the payment because you had a good time. Hey, so I'm looking at more videos coming out of Philadelphia from Super Bowl night, from Sunday night. Wow, what a busy bunch of people. I mean, they're actually pulling light posts out of the sidewalk and carrying them away. I don't know where they're going with them. I don't know what they're going to do with them.
I put them in your basement. I don't know.
Has that ever happened in New York when somebody won a championship?
I don't remember that. I mean, it could have, but I don't remember it.
No.
Well, the ones in Philly probably work. That's why they're taking them.
Yeah.
New York's, I don't know. You're rolling the dice.
Could it be AI, Elvis, or are those all real pictures? And
it looks very real to me.
Really?
Yeah, those ones are real.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on. So they're getting ready for the big parade on Friday. Have any of you ever been to a championship parade? I have never.
No, I've always wanted to go to one, like the Yankee one. If that happens, I'm going.
Yeah,
no,
I've been to the
always
Canyon
wanted
of
to.
Heroes. Yeah.
Right?
You've gone?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, because you guys used to send Greg and I to the Canyon of Heroes every time the Yankees won a World Series in the 90s.
Yeah.
So we were there a bunch.
Wow.
Scary. Have you ever been to a Mets championship
No.
parade?
Oh, no.
I was 12 when they won the World Series last.
Okay.
51.
Should have gone to that parade.
I'd like to go for one for the Jets, but I don't.
Well, I tell you, seeing how Philadelphia fans roll, I bet Friday's parade's going to be totally off the chain,
So
as
schools,
they say.
schools, they shut down, right? And like government buildings.
Do they?
I think so, don't they? I would have to hope.
I don't know. I don't know about how Philly does it. I went to a parade once, but I think everyone's going to yell when I say who it was.
Yeah, I already know.
The Patriots.
The Red Sox?
The Patriots.
Oh, the Patriots, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, I'm not a fan either, but I went to the parade.
My skin crawls when she says that.
Yeah.
Well, no, but you love a parade. We
I love
need
a
to
parade.
celebrate even if we don't like them.
It's fun to go out in the dead of winter in Boston and get balls thrown at your face.
Oh,
It's great. Why not?
I can't imagine
Why
being
not?
such a huge sports fan that I'm angry that some other team wins. Who cares?
Oh, wow.
Well, see, there's rivalries, though. You got to understand what the rivalries are.
You know what? I'm from New York. I've lived here my whole life. I just want a New York team to win.
Well, look,
I don't care who the hell it is.
At the end of the day, if the Mets are in it and the Yankees aren't, I'm going for the Mets because that's how I am. And I know a lot of people wouldn't, but I agree with the New York thing. But the Boston-New York rivalry, I love going to Boston to visit. It's a beautiful place. But when it comes to my team,
Okay. Well, we got a lot of people mad at us because we were supporting the Eagles.
Yeah.
And the way that the New York Giants-Eagles rivalry is exactly the way the Yankees-Red Sox rivalry is. They're division rivals. So that's why it was a little bitter pill for me to, I couldn't. It was between a rock and a hard place in who to root for in the Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, I had more disdain for seeing a three-peat of Patrick Mahomes than I was for the Eagles.
Wow.
So
Okay.
so I was okay with the Eagles winning.
Oh, there's Garrett.
Hello. There's Garrett.
Garrett, did you ever go to a parade for like a winning team?
Yeah, the Yankees and the Giants.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, big time.
Wow.
Skip school. Oh, those are the best days where everybody's at school and your parents are like, you don't have to go to school today. Go to the parade. You went to the parade and just had the time of your life. Like it was the first time I was let loose in the city by myself.
Well, you should be a kid in Philly because they actually closed school districts.
See, that's not fun. That's not fun. It's more fun being a rebel going like, all right, I know everybody's at school who like all their parents are boring and my parents are like, just go to the parade. No worries.
Wow.
That's nice. If you're wondering why Nate doesn't have a voice, he was screaming on every roller coaster in Orlando.
So he was the screamer of the group.
He was the screamer. We sat next to Nate on all the rides at Universal, and he screamed on every ride in some form or fashion.
I scream, but it's fun scream. It's not like scary scream.
I laugh.
I'm a laugher, yeah.
I laugh.
I'm a scream laugher.
And also, Gandhi is a hands in the air. Like, she just doesn't care.
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
me
roller
too.
coasters.
I saw Gandhi because she was in front of me for a couple of the roller coasters, and we both were putting our hands up. I'm like, this is probably not the best thing to do, but that's okay.
Well, then I immediately pull them back down when I find myself getting airborne for just a second. I'm like,
or
pull that harness back.
Or going through a tunnel. Like, I always go like, oh, I wonder if my hands are going to hit the tunnel.
Right.
When we're going through it, I'm like, let me
Put
put
it back
those
down.
back down.
On the Velocicoaster, my butt was airborne at least 4 different times.
Yeah.
During that ride.
And I know they go through science and they perfect it, but I still feel like if I put my hands up, my arms are going to get chopped off at one point.
So that's a question. There's a height.
Can you get the microphone closer, Nate? Because we
There's
can't
a
hear you.
height minimum. Is there a height maximum?
There has to
Like,
be.
If you're Wemby
Yeah.
from the San Antonio Spurs, who's
Yeah.
7'3", can you go on all the rides? Or is your
All
head
right, we
gonna
should
go
hear
up?
from someone who knows rides. What is the height maximum?
Let me look
At
it
some
up.
point where your head will be lopped off.
Oh, and some of them there's a thigh.
body.
There has to be a thigh width maximum because you have to fit your thighs between the middle hump.
Right.
So it's like you got to squeeze them in there.
I mean, some of them do have weight maximums, that's for sure.
Yeah.
How do you know?
Oh,
Because there's signs. Shut up, dude. There's signs.
Oh,
This says
Deanna said Dennis has, her fiance has been refused rides because of his height.
Well, that's
Really?
Yeah. That's
He's not.
what she
He's not.
said.
I mean, he's about our size, a little taller, maybe.
this one says that the Rip Ride Rocket apparently only supports a maximum height of 6'7".
Oh.
That's the one that we went on. A lot of people went on.
I wonder how they found that out.
Wow.
A guy named Rip was
the
on the
harness
ride.
wouldn't shut.
Now, Deanna says her fiance is only 6'5", and Busch Gardens said no to some of the rides.
He's 6'5".
Wow.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Wow.
You know what? I was talking to Gandhi about this in Orlando. Like you have the restraints on a lot of these rides. Like some of them have the whole full body thing. Some of them just have the lap. When you go on a log flume, it never has anything. Like there's nothing. And you go down that big drop. So how did they figure out that nobody's falling out the boat? I'm like, how do you figure that out?
Maybe
I
it
don't
just
know.
doesn't matter because they're like, you'll fly out, the boat will pass you, you're going to be fine. Just land in the water.
And it's
I don't
water.
know. Yeah.
You're going to land in water.
I
you know.
don't know. Maybe I'm going to Google it. No restraint.
I always
Well, the
wanted to
log-
ride down that like a water slide, though.
What?
The log flume, like those rides, I always wanted to like minus the ride part and just actually go down it like a water slide.
You want to go down without the log?
Yeah, without the log.
You just want to flume.
Oh, okay.
What? Yes,
This is
Danielle.
not what we thought. It says log flumes typically don't have restraints because of safety concerns related to water immersion. If someone were to be trapped in a sudden drop into the water, and if you're strapped, it's difficult to escape quickly, potentially leading to drowning. Therefore, most log flumes use only lap bars, well, not the ones I go on all the time, as a minimal restraint to keep riders secure. The one I go on in Jersey, they don't have anything.
If your log flume if your log flume is flipping over, you're on the wrong ride, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't go on that. I'm sure they would close them down. I got to tell you, you get on these rides and they will toss you here and there and throw you upside down and all sorts of turns and this and that.
Yeah.
I've never once not trusted it. I've never once thought, what if there's a screw loose?
No.
Really?
I always put my life in their hands, and
Yeah.
I'm like, we're fine.
Oh,
Even
my
at
biggest-
like carnivals and fairs and stuff?
I don't go on those rides.
Okay,
Yeah, no, not
If you
those.
have ever been one of
No.
those, you would second guess
How
it.
about the
But if
bumper
I
cars
go-
that are always sparking up on the top? Those scare the hell out of me.
Well, just don't touch the top.
I freak out. My freak out moment is always that the bars are just going to come loose as the ride is in motion. So I'm always like tugging on the bars, going back and forth, like.
So you
That's why
fiddle
they
with
check
it
them. That's why they check them and double check them. But no, I'm like, I'm not going to enjoy this ride if I think something's going to happen. And
No.
when you ride rides, the caliber of the rides that they have at Universal, you're fine. You're good.
Yeah.
Unless you're 6'8".
They're
We don't know
also
why,
saying the angle of a log flume isn't like the angle of a lot of certain rides, so that you're not going to be like thrown out.
Shot out of it.
Okay, this is good to know. See, I don't go on water rides.
Oh,
I don't.
no?
I don't like to be soggy in the park. I don't like soggy pants or shirt. I don't like that feeling.
I love it.
We went on the Jurassic Park one. We dried in like 2 seconds because
Yes.
it was so hot.
They also had whole body dryers.
They do.
If
I
you
was
wanted to
trying
hop
to
in there.
explain to the girls how guys, the dampness
Yeah, you don't
area
like that.
is worse. I don't know.
And
I feel
chafing
like-
happens.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh, no.
And
He
socks.
said swamp ass for men is far worse than swamp ass for women.
It's not even swamp ass. It's swamp
balls.
Yes.
But the problem is he didn't even go on the ride before he even went on the ride. He said he was having that problem.
Yeah,
I said, you're not
this
even
even cleaned you
I
out,
don't want
buddy.
to exacerbate it by going on a ride.
Yeah, you don't want more of that.
Cool.
Not at
Whatever.
all. Yeah, I don't like to be wet in the parks. It's just my thing.
He was trying to explain to me how it was actually logistically worse for men.
Okay.
Well, so what about the thigh chafing? The thigh chafing
Yeah,
of walking too
because
much.
when you're wet, you get chafing.
Yeah.
I have a little bit today, actually.
You have
Okay,
chafe-
why do we need to know
I don't
this?
need, yeah, seriously.
You just have to powder every day like I do.
And
No
I'm
problem.
out of the powder
You have chafing where?
Between your legs.
in a crevice.
Oh.
You know, you can get some Desitin for that.
Oh Lord.
Oh my
I've
God.
actually used the Desitin this morning.
I have
All right, well,
Desitin
we're
in my
done.
drawer also.
I think we're done with this episode of the
Yes.
After Party
Yeah.
podcast.
Some party.
Thanks, Nate.
You're
Nate was in a clear room with his chafing balls.
Do you apply yours with a Q-tip like I do?
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Say goodbye.
Q-tip, it's powder.
Say goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.